My name's Alicia. I'm a business coach for massage therapists and the owner of Massage Champion. I am really excited to share with you this case study with Shonika. Shonika is a beautiful therapist from Brisbane. She's a home-based practitioner, been in the industry a couple of years, and was really, she knew that she only had a limited amount of time to work on her business, didn't want to have to spend that time researching, and just wanted to be able to access exactly what she needed at the exact right time to be able to grow her business. What she shares with you is the confidence that she's been able to gain, learning how to rebook her clients, learning how to charge more. And I'm really excited to share with you her journey of what she's been able to achieve in the last just 6 weeks from working with us.
So I went from average of 8 to 15 to now it's maybe about 12, but it's growing on top of that as well. I would say, because I just left it to people to say, yeah, I'll rebook for whenever. I would say maybe from 20% to at least 95, 100%. One of the major things was my mindset around pricing. And then after doing the formula that was in the Fully Booked program, I was like, whoa, I really need to up my game in this area. And something completely unexpected happened. I'm actually getting more new clients since I'm charging $20 more for a massage. So I'm now charging $90 for a remedial.
Hey, Shonika, how you doing?
Hi, I'm doing great. Thanks, Alicia.
Thank you so much for taking the time to chat with me today. I'm super excited to be able to share your story.
Yeah, me too. Hopefully it's going to help a lot of other people.
I think there's something really beautiful about stories. And the reason that we're on this call today is because you reached out and messaged us to say that you are in week 6 of our 6-week program. And that some really amazingly wonderful things have happened.
In case anyone didn't get it, my name's Shonika, and everybody calls me Shon. And I have a little clinic at home called Redlands Massage Therapy, and that's obviously like in Redland Bay, Brisbane area in Queensland. The types of people that I love to help are people that are suffering from sports injuries or just tradies, office workers, mums, dads, pretty much the elderly. I have a broad range of clients, but they all have the same types of ongoing issues with pain. So yeah, 90% of my clients are seeking remedial treatments.
Yep.
And I absolutely love doing them. It's such a high satisfaction getting people come in and they're really sore and they leave and they're like, oh, I feel so much better.
It's so cool. Hey,
it's really great.
Yeah. Love it. What made you get into massage in the first place?
It's a little bit of a funny story. My background is like microbiology. I've worked in labs for about 12 years. But then I fell pregnant with my daughter, and then I very quickly fell pregnant with my son straight after. So I thought, we're trying to work a lab job, we have rotating shifts and all that. It's not very family friendly. So why not go and do a massage course? That looks awesome. I want to do it. Yeah, and here I am.
Amazing. Shonika, you, like I said at the start of this interview, that you have just, you're in week 6 of our 6-week program, Fully Booked Without Burnout. Do you maybe want to tell us a little bit of how many years had you been practicing for, and what made you kind of look for business coaching?
I've got 2 little children, 5 and 3, not yet at school. So the kid's father and I, we actually split up. And so life was just hectic. I was the primary carer for a lot of the time, and I was trying to run the business on my own, and all the troubleshooting and all that. And I just looked at it and I thought, yes, I'm good at what I do, but I need the support, and I don't have the time to go faffing around, Googling all the different systems I can use or marketing and all that sort of thing. I simply don't have the time. I need help. And so I actually came across an email from my association, and it had a webinar that you were hosting. And I thought, I'll just go on and have a look. And that's how I came across your book. So I bought your book. And then I think I was on some sort of email list, and I got called by someone. And I thought, maybe I'll just see what's this course all about? And I thought, okay, I saw it as a worthy investment. I could see that what was explained to me, how the course was going to run, what the content was. I'm thinking, I need that that is going to make my business just explode. And so I just bit the bullet and I did it.
Love it. I love that. And so like how many clients a week were you seeing before you started with us? And what were some of the challenges you were coming up with? Obviously time, it sounds like, was a big thing for you, because if you've got a limited amount of time that you can dedicate to your business when you have a family as well. But what were some of the other, how many clients were you seeing a week, and what were some of the challenges you were facing in your business?
I was actually pretty lucky like that. I was getting maybe between 8 to 15 clients. That was part-time, which is pretty good. But my problem was I wanted it to be consistent. Whereas, I was finding one week, yes, I'd get all the clients in. And then the next week there was maybe 3 already booked, the week before. So I wanted that to be like maybe weeks ahead, all booked up. So that's what really worried me about the business, and also, not having the time. But I've recently just gone 50-50 custody with the kid's father, and that has just opened up the world for me. And it's just, people are just coming in. They're just pouring in. It's so great. Yeah. So I went from, average of 8 to 15 to now it's maybe about 12, but it's growing on top of that as well. But as I say, I've only just got the 50-50 custody rolling. So it's more of it's a time thing as well. But the rebooking is just going great.
Tell us a bit about that. Was that something you were struggling? Was that a bit of a sticky point for you beforehand?
Yes, absolutely. Because of one of the protocols that I use. It's called Neurokinetic therapy. It's more about finding the cause of what's going on in the body so that you can correct it very quickly. So it's like, okay, yes, you can come and get massages, but you won't need as many. Does that make sense? However, in saying that, there could be more, movement dysfunctions on top of that, because people don't stop moving. So, and don't stop getting injured. So people are always going to come in anyway. So I really struggled with that to start with, but I often find at the end of the appointment, people are kind of hinting, I think I'm going to book in again. And that's when I jump in and go, well, why not do it now?
And isn't it crazy? And I know it's sort of, I think rebookings are one of those things that you either know how to do or you don't yet. Yeah, it's very rare that people are kind of okay-ish at rebooking. They're either like, yep, they just have that conversation, or they don't know how to have that conversation at the end. And I think often the objections that I hear is that people are like, I don't want to come across as pushy, and I don't want them to think that I'm that kind of practitioner that just always wants them to come back like, chiropractors do and things like that. I just want to solve the problem and then help them get on with their life, which is fantastic. What I think is so incredibly important about that whole scenario is when you understand that the person coming to see you doesn't have the same wisdom, knowledge, and understanding and awareness that we as practitioners do. And that when, as part of us caring for them, if we believe they need more follow-up, then actually having that conversation at the end of a treatment is the best, most perfect and amazing time to have that conversation. Otherwise, it's like they're expecting, we're expecting them to take responsibility for their own health, but they don't have the knowledge that we have gone to, to school to actually learn. And I think to be able to have that conversation at the end and say, well, why not now? And rather than expect the client to know what to do, just say, I'd love to see you again next week. It's like a massive game changer. And sometimes it is just getting to that point in your business where someone has to just say, you just have to say those words, and you go, oh, look at that. That's amazing. So what was your rebooking rate before, roughly, and what's your rebooking rate now?
I would say, because I just left it to people to say, I'll rebook for whenever, I would say maybe from 20% to at least 95, 100%.
So 100% of clients that are booking in right now are rebooking.
Yes. Well, yeah. Last week's one, 100%.
How exciting is that? Which
it's great.
Absolutely goes towards helping with consistent bookings. Because now you know that next week you've got this many, and the week after you probably got a few booked in, the week after you've got a few booked in, which actually creates consistency, so that on the weeks that you don't have your kids, you can see X amount of clients, and on the weeks you do have your kids, you've got a smaller amount of clients availability. And that fortnightly roundabout can totally work incredibly well, because clients are way more flexible and adaptable often than we give them credit for. And they're usually more than happy to work around whatever boundary constraints we have. Which is really cool. So what are some of the other things that so rebooking is a big thing. Being able to have access to quality information in a timely manner, which means that whatever time you do have to dedicate to the business is actually really useful, rather than Googling and hoping to come up with the answer you needed. What are some of the other things you've put into place over the last 6 weeks that have been really helpful for you?
One of the major things was my mindset around pricing. I was charging, when I first started out, I was charging $60 an hour for a remedial massage, $50 for a relaxation. I did increase that by $10, maybe a year after I'd, been in business. But I still felt like this is actually like hard, and I'm getting worn out, and I have to do this many massages, blah, 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 to cover this thing. And then after doing the formula that was in the Fully Booked program, I was like, whoa, I really need to up my game in this area. And something completely unexpected happened. I'm actually getting more new clients since I'm charging $20 more for a massage. So I'm now charging $90 for a remedial. And I don't know how it happens, but it's almost like if people look at your price and they go, oh, you're only charging $70, why? Are you not that good at it? Or
How does this work? So let me get this straight. You were seeing 8 to 15 clients consistently, but charging $70 a session. You're now seeing 12 clients consistently every week with a rebooking rate of 100% and charging an extra $20 per session. And people are booking. Well, high five. All right. I think it's so bizarre, but a few things that I'll say to pricing. And I know this is something that lots of people struggle with as well, and that you're certainly not alone in that. And even I used to charge $25 a session back in the day. Yeah, I know, right? And like I often say that I'm not a coach because I've done everything right. I'm a coach with a lived experience of making mistakes and learning from them to get to the point where you go, well, hang on, this is exhausting. Why am I doing so much work for literally no money? Even though I'm working from home, this is ridiculous. The more you charge, the more people seem to come, number one. And number two, people who charge more don't go broke. Like often when we talk about pricing, it's kind of like, oh, you already charge how much? And it's not some random number that we just pull out of our hat as a great idea. You're right. There's a formula for going, okay, if you're going to have to cover your association fees, you're going to have to cover your insurance, you're going to have to cover towels, rebuying them, and power, and this, and this, and this, and this, and personal development, etc. All of a sudden you break that down to each treatment and go, either I've got to see 85 clients a week, ouch, or I could charge more and move that lever, which will actually change the game. So the fact that for every client that you're seeing, you're making an extra $20, it means you don't have to be doing 25 treatments every week to be able to live and survive. You can actually live on part-time work and still be there for your kids and still have a life and work on your business and not feel like things are just so chaotic and always happening at effect. Which is really cool. That's awesome. So charging more, rebookings. Is there anything else that you've put in place in the program that's been a game changer for you?
Yes, actually changing my profiles to be more about me rather than the business. That's been really effective. And doing live videos through my Facebook, social media, Instagram, that sort of thing. People just love it.
So are you before the course, were you a kind of a selfie video kind of person, or is that not really the way that you would play out on social media ordinarily?
I would do like educational stuff, but I would try to not use my face too much in them, but I'm getting over that.
And look, it's such a good point, because I often have the joke that it's not called logo book, it's called Facebook. Like people often want to see your face. They don't want to see the logo, and which is what a lot of people have as their profile pic. And also that it's not white page media, it's social media. I know for me, I'd post things about, how massage can help with depression and really, really powerful, really amazing articles, and they get like 2 likes. I'd post a photo of my kids at the beach, in the distance, and that would just go nuts. You get 30 or 40 comments and likes and engagements and just go, really, seriously, that has nothing to do with massage. But actually it's everything to do with living in a coastal town as a mum who's working, etc. And it's like people just love it.
Yeah.
And the more that it's about you as the business owner, a reflection of you as a business owner, the more engagement often it will have, because it's personal. Yeah, nice. That's amazing. Is there anything that you've done that has really sort of like surprised you that would be as part of a business coaching program?
Yes, I honestly did not think I would get to that stage of being comfortable charging the new price. Yeah, but after doing the mindset part of it, I was like, actually, yes, they are right. They are right about me. Yeah, so I really needed that to get me past that stage.
There's a saying that I heard that's like, there's no such thing as business problems, only mindset stuff we haven't overcome yet. And I think it's really true that often, we talk about mindset and it can sort of sound a little bit wishy-washy and a bit sort of airy-fairy or woo-woo even. But at the end of the day, the best way to take inspired action that moves the needle on your business is to clear the limiting beliefs that often hold us back in the first place. So often not having the confidence to rebook is the first one. Realizing that you are absolutely, utterly worth $90 a session because of all the time, effort, energy that you've put into training and learning, etc. Yes, you're absolutely worth it. Being confident and clear with your times. It's like all of that comes from shifting beliefs around who we are. And once that belief has shifted, then it's really easy to take the action. And that's kind of what I'm hearing you say, that it's like anyone could charge more, but it's the self-belief that comes first. Realizing, now, you know what, I am actually worth this. And because they believe in me, that I can borrow a bit of that if I don't feel like I have it for myself yet. And then I'm going to be able to charge more, and I'm going to rebook people at that rate. And oh my gosh, all these people are coming back. How crazy is this? Yeah, so cool.
It is very cool.
That's awesome. If anyone was listening to this and it's kind of like, oh, I think this might be for me, maybe they're a little bit nervous of the investment, etc., what would you say to someone who's thinking of doing the program?
Well, you could like, what's that? You could grind at the anvil for 5 years and make all the mistakes yourself and go through all that trial and error, or you could just do the course and save you all that grief.
I love it.
Because that's where I saw myself. I saw myself going, oh, there's so much out there. I know there is. I know there's a better way. I just don't have the time. I don't have the time to pick through everything to find the best way. And I saw you and James and, what you could offer. And I'm like, well, there's a couple that have already done it. Why am I going to go through this madness and try and reinvent the wheel when somebody else has already done it? Yeah. So it was just, very priceless. Nice. What I got out of the course. Yeah, it was priceless.
Amazing. Look, Shonika, thank you so much for hanging out with me today and sharing your story. I know that lots of people will be listening to this and just find it be like, yep, really encouraging. Even if they don't end up working with us straight away, I know that this story is going to really encourage people because they need to hear this. People need to hear that it's okay to charge more. It's okay to hold the space for your client and get them to rebook, and that it's okay that to be able to invest in yourself and not to have to reinvent the wheel, I think is really powerful. So I just want to say thank you so much for, first of all, doing the work in the program, and secondly, being available and willing to chat with me today. Thank you so much. For watching all the way to the end. I trust that this has been a really helpful and encouraging conversation to be able to listen to and to be able to really get some incredible insights in the way that Shonika has gone about, what it is. I think she's been really open with sharing some of the challenges that she faced and also how she's overcome them. So I trust that this has been super helpful. Would absolutely love it if you have landed to this place by accident or whether you're here by design, that if this resonates with you and you feel like you might be in this place where Shonika was and really looking for help with some marketing, help with charging more, help with rebookings, just confidence with business in general, general, then we want to encourage you to reach out below through the case study application. We'd love to be able to chat with you, whether it's myself or one of our team. We'll be able to get in contact and really help you be able to create an even greater difference in the business that you're building, and also be able to turn your passion into a rocking business.